She didn't deserve it. Not her, her husband, or her daughter.
Tonight on DC News Now at 10, a day after 4 people are murdered inside a Virginia home, loved ones and neighbors are reeling. One person tonight behind bars. We have live team coverage. We learn more about the victims whose lives were cut short in this senseless tragedy.
Plus, curbing crime in the district. It's a vital topic of a public meeting tonight in downtown D.C. We're live with how law enforcement agencies are giving the public a blueprint to help save lives. Also,
I believe that there's merit to remove him as owner of the Redskins.
An explosive interview from one NFL owner calling out Dan Snyder, saying owners have the votes to force him to sell the Commanders. But will other owners follow suit? Details just ahead.
And it has been a chilly but manageable day out there, but now the truly cold air kicks in tonight. How long is it here to stay? We'll let you know in just a bit.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Muffy's our top story tonight. Disturbing developments into a quadruple homicide in Prince William County. A
man is behind bars accused of killing a married couple, their 19-year-old daughter, and a tenant inside their Woodbridge home. We have live team coverage tonight as we learn more about the suspect and the 4 victims. Max Marcilla has more on the suspect and what police saw when they arrived to that house yesterday.
But we start tonight with Marielle Carbone. And Marielle, one of the victims worked for the Prince William County school system.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, the school had put out a statement to family and friends, the students there, saying that if they needed help dealing with this loss, that there would be resources. Outside the house tonight, there was about 100 people gathered out here. As we mentioned, family and friends, just really trying to come to grips with how something like this could happen and how it could happen so quickly. More than 24 hours after 4 people were killed inside this Woodbridge home, the news is still difficult to process.
I'm still in denial. I can't believe it. I don't want to accept it.
Tuesday, family members lit candles, placed balloons, and laid out photos honoring Miguel Duran Flores, Kelly Sotelo, Carrie Sotelo, and Julio Corrales.
She was wonderful. She was beautiful. And this was this tragedy. She didn't deserve it. Not her, her husband, or her daughter.
Brenda Romero was a friend of Kelly's for nearly a decade. The two worked together, and soon Kelly became like a mother to her.
She was a beautiful soul. She was a friend that anybody could ask for. She was more than a friend to me.
Romero says Kelly was a good mom to her children, including Carrie. Kelly and Miguel recently married earlier this year.
I never seen her that happy.
And neighbors say the group moved into the Woodbridge home about a year ago during the pandemic, a time when it was more difficult to get to know one another.
They would walk by, we would say hello, we would walk by their house, say hello.
Neighbor Mary Braxton says it's a difficult time for everyone.
Everybody is somebody's somebody, so I feel for the family of, the victims, but also the one that's been arrested, because he is still somebody.
And police are still out here on the scene investigating. They've been in and out of the home all day, all afternoon, and they've still got it taped off. It's unclear how long until they release this home. Reporting live in Woodbridge tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Marielle, thank you. More disturbing details tonight. We're learning the suspect called 911 himself. Our team coverage continues with Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla. He joins us live from the Prince William County Courthouse in Manassas. And Max, you got your hands on court records, and it shares a story of what police found when they went inside that Dale City house yesterday.
A scene that was tough to see. That's what the court documents described. Shell casings everywhere. 4 people dead in 4 different rooms. One of them, the youngest victim, Carrie Sotelo, found in the bedroom of the suspect. She was, in a word from the court documents, a state of undress near items used to bind. A truly tough scene to see. Here's what else we learned.
We have an additional deceased to be upstairs.
Copy additional deceased upstairs. Directive for me 4 bodies at this time.
What police saw when they arrived to this house on Mansfield Court was devastating.
This is horrific. Every adjective that you can use to describe a tragedy you can use to describe what happened here last night.
4 people dead. Miguel Flores, 44, his wife, Carrie Sotelo, 42, her 19-year-old daughter, Carrie, and 37-year-old Richard Rebollar Corrales, who also lived in the home. These court documents share disturbing details. 3 suffered gunshot wounds. Kelly's injuries are still unclear. Records DC News Now pulled from the Prince William County Courthouse share more details about the suspect, this man, 24-year-old David Main. He's currently being held without bond. Court documents say he was the one who called 911 after the shooting in the home in which he lives. They also reveal there was an eyewitness who told police Main was the shooter. Main has never been convicted of a crime, but last year he was charged with reckless handling of a firearm, a Class 1 misdemeanor. He was arrested in this shopping center less than a mile from the scene of this week's shooting, but just months after he was arrested, the charges were dropped. The attorney who represented Main in the previous case, we reached out to him and asked him a little bit more about that previous charge, considering that his former client now charged with 4 counts of second-degree murder. The attorney said he didn't know that. He was shocked and speechless. Worth noting, Main, in this case, represented by a public defender. Reporting live from Manassas, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
All right, time now for a check on the first forecast with meteorologist Damon Matson in tonight for Janessa Webb.
Yeah, and Damon, it's going to be another chilly night and morning tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right, guys. And the word of the night is just cold. And you can also add in freeze and frost. That's what we're talking about here with freeze warnings and frost advisories in place. Freeze warnings here in the purple right through northern Virginia back into Frederick County, Maryland. Within the freeze warning, we're expecting temperatures to get just below that freezing mark, and a hard freeze could likely take shape, ending the growing season across much of the DMV. And then frost advisories here for the DC metro, surrounding counties into southern Maryland, then back to along that I-81 corridor, as we are expecting temperatures near the freezing mark to produce widespread frost. So either way, no matter how you slice it, we're talking about very cold temperatures, enough too that we are talking about those records for early tomorrow morning. The record lows for tomorrow's date, mostly the mid to upper 20s across much of the 4-state. Washington, D.C., the record is at 30 degrees. So the question is it going to get cold enough for these records to fall, or do we just avoid those record cold temperatures? We'll have a check on all of that for you coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, developing now an update in the district tonight. We now know the names of 2 people killed in the triple shooting in southeast D.C. They've been identified as 19-year-old Reginald Cooper and 19-year-old Devontae Berkeley. Both are from District Heights, Maryland. Police were called to Congress Street for that shooting last night. A 3rd victim was treated at the hospital. Police are still looking to make an arrest. And there is no easy answer, of course, when it comes to reducing crime. Tonight, district leaders met with community members to talk about ways to tackle the problem. That meeting at the Studio Theater in Ward 2 just wrapped up a short while ago. That's where the public heard from local law and federal law enforcement agencies just how serious crime is around the nation's capital. Our Dave Laval attended the meeting and joins us now from the theater. And Dave, the public was able to press officials about crime.
Yeah, Chris, they certainly were. You see, the district has dealt with more than 21,000 crimes so far this year. That is 4% fewer when you compare it to the same time a year ago. The people who showed up here tonight said that they have noticed a decline. In fact, they're more concerned with their safety. The murder of 15-year-old Andre Robertson Jr. last week is one of the 163 homicides this year. Ward 2 council member Brooke Pinto hosted tonight's forum, which included Metropolitan Police Chief Robert Conti, the city's Attorney General, and the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. It gave leaders a chance to talk about what's being done to reduce overall crime around the district, especially violent crimes. The public also got a chance to voice its concerns. We mentioned how the city has seen 163 homicides this year. That's just 9 away from matching last year's overall total. Some of those deaths, said Pinto, took place in Ward 2.
8 of whom lost their lives in Ward 2. That is too many homicides in Ward 2, and it is too many homicides in our city.
There's so much going on in D.C. right now as far as violence and crime, gun violence, and I thought I would come out here to make sure I let my voice be known and kind of figure out what ideas are we going to implement in order to slow this process down with all this killing.
Tonight's meeting is just the first step in outreach as the district looks for ways to reduce overall crime. Pinto, meanwhile, said she's planning more meetings like the one here tonight in the future. We're live in Northwest. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Dave, thank you. So staying on this topic, a new training center for people interested in joining the DC Police Department is opening tomorrow. Yeah, the new MPD Cadet Corps Training Center is on Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue in Southeast DC. The program puts cadets on track to enter into MPD's police officer recruit program at the Metropolitan Police Academy. It's looking for DC residents 17 to 24 years old. Damon Johnson, who's a programs coordinator, says people in that age group should seriously consider the program because it's a great opportunity.
Young people, this is an awesome opportunity for you. Like I said, the current chief of police started his career right here. So that opportunity exists for each of you guys as well. Go to www.joinmpd.dc.gov, click apply now.
So the training facility will open tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. The program also allows people to serve as part-time civilian employees. They earn a salary and paid tuition at the University of DC.
It has been more than a year now since police shot and killed a man in the parking lot of a Maryland McDonald's. But coming up, renewed calls tonight to hold the police department responsible. The full report straight ahead.
Plus, a new support group aimed to help the LGBTQ+ community come out later in life. We've got those details right after the break.
And frigid air is arriving for us tonight. Just how long it does stick around? What impacts could we see from the cold? And when is it going to start to warm up again? Of your full forecast coming up here in just a bit.